Hi everyone, Armoured Pants here, and I have another video for you in the French line. This is the Tier 9 Light, the BC25T AP, and as always we have a complete guide looking at the tech spec first on Blitz. Now before we get into that, let me just say that this is a fantastic light tank. It's a great tank to play, it's really fun, and it's great training for the light tank that follows it in Tier 10, the BC25T. And once you're here at Tier 9 playing this, you're kind of the ultimate light tank player. You're becoming a Zen master, you become a Jedi of light tanks because you're up with the big boys now, where you can be one-shotted some of the biggest guns in the game, and if you're doing well with this tank, you're doing really well with light tanks. We saw there it has a 100mm gun, great burst damage, 900 plus, so you can do lots of damage in this thing. And like the tanks before it, it's very much a ambush tank. You should be coming up behind to the sides of the enemy. We use supercharged and refined gun on this because the muzzle velocity then gets up to 1300 meters per second, which is really good, and gives you long range sniping as an option, as a tactic that you can use with this tank. We see here also that you want to get the gun upgraded as quickly as possible. You want to get that top line 100mm gun. The tank, like all of the tanks in this line, is lightning fast, it's agile, quick, gets around the map really well, has good view range, basically does everything a light tank will do, has good traverse, and you know, it really is just perfect for those light tank tactics which we discussed when we looked at the light tank guide. And if you haven't looked at that, which I hope you have because you're already playing Tier 9 now, if you haven't looked at it already, please do so, and there is a link in the description of this video. We see here gun depression is not great, gun elevation is just kind of standard. We look here at the real elements of this tank which make it good are its speed, its traverse speed, its agility, and its size. It's small as well, which it needs because it has absolutely no armour. Just forget about it. You may get a bounce in this tank, but that is pure luck. And it's really probably down to the size of the tank and maybe the speed that it's moving at, because it is lightning fast, as we said. It's nothing to do with anything you're going to do angling this armour. I'd recommend running 2 repair kits because you do not want to get caught out in the open in this thing at all. I mean, just look at this. And you can't run adrenaline because it's not a loader, so you can use the engine accelerator too, although it's not 100% needed. You could run an extra fire kit, for example, if you wanted to, because it's such a light tank. I run adrenaline, I run the engine accelerator on it, but it's not 100% necessary because the tank is so fast anyway. In terms of tactics, it says peekaboo, hit and run, but this is effectively an ambush tank, and like the tanks before it, you never want to be front on in this tank. If you're front on in this tank, you're doing something wrong. You are most vulnerable in the game in the opening part, when the big guns are unspotted and you're moving around the map. So get out and spot and keep your team safe and you safe. Help yourself. Spot up those guns and then you can use your speed and the map is yours. Nothing can touch you. Nothing going to get around the map as quick as you. And you are effectively, to use a fencing term, the rapier. You're the cut and thrust of your team. Get out there, spot up the enemy, and the map is yours. Once you know where those big guns are, the map is yours. You can move around the map with impunity, ambush the enemy, get in behind them at the sides. That's where this tank is most effective. Unleash that massive burst damage. Of course, as a light tank in supremacy, you should also be scouting, spotting out and capping if you can those bases. And in normal encounter battles, you should be out going to those positions where from cover you can spot up the enemy, and in particular you want to spot up those big guns, because once you're up at Tier 9, Tier 10, there are many tanks that can one-shot you. So here we are, we're going to go into it's Port Bay, and I'm going to go to C, and I'm going to go to try to cap or spot or at least scout it out, see what's going on. So go hell for leather towards C, using the speed of this tank, because really, you know, there's very few other tanks on the map that can really cope with this. Maybe a Leopard PTA, maybe a Leo 1, but they are of course medium tanks. They don't have the active camo that you have, and also they're much bigger. They're not such a small target like you. So now I've come up, I'm going to cap C. The enemy hasn't come this way. So basically I'm doing the light tank roll. I've spotted, scouted out the C base. Nothing is there, so now I can cap with relative safety. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what a light tank should do. I'm checking the mini map. I know where a lot of the reds are, and I'm going to try to flank. Now in flanking in this game, I actually do another role which is not often discussed in YouTube videos by other YouTubers, but another key role of a light tank is to find AFKs. Let's take a pause here for a second. Finding AFKs is extremely important. Taking them out is extremely important, because I don't know about you guys, but if I get disconnected at the start of the game, I log out, log back in again. It can take a minute, 2 minutes sometimes, but I come back into the game 9 times out of 10. And then I can influence it. Sometimes I've even gotten mastery badges, or certainly finished top gun and high caliber after logging back into a game, even after sometimes 3 minutes of it is gone. If you're flanking in a light tank, you cannot afford to leave an AFK behind you, because if he reanimates, he will come up behind you and do a lot of damage, especially if it's a heavy tank or something with a big gun like this IS-8. It could really do a lot of damage to me if he came up behind me in with a HE round. So what I decided to do is take him out. Of course, this Leopard PTA has spotted me because the light tank, the AFK gave away my position. Now I'm into a brawl with him. But you'll see, I need to keep safe while I'm reloading. I have a long magazine reload, but now my burst damage can clear him, and that's why he runs. So this Leo, he had a chance to take me out while I was reloading, but because I kept moving, kept in cover, now he knows that I am he is basically not a one shot, but he's a one magazine, he's a one clip for me, and that's why he decides to run. And in so doing, he's so focused on me that he actually drives up the hill. He was looking at me zoomed in, and I'm able to take him out. Now I'm going into cover just to make sure nobody else is coming, and now I'm going to unload into this IS-8 and try to clear him. I'm going to go up behind him, where I hope I can do the maximum amount of damage. I'm just going to put AP rounds into the back, see if I can start a fire, see if I can do as much damage as possible and clear him off. So I've done two key roles there as a light tank. I've scouted, I've spotted up, I've capped, and now I've found and removed that AFK, and that allows me to flank in safety now. I could not flank in safety with him there. Even if he didn't reanimate, he's given away my position. And now I've removed him, and now I can put some more rounds into this IS here. I get 2 rounds into him. I do take one, that was a bit careless from me, but now I've got 2 free shots on him, let's say, and I'm able to put in nice burst damage on him. Just look at the replay here. Bit of sloppy play for me. I got too anxious. I thought I might be able to put in all of the rounds on him, but I took one from him. Wasn't such clever play from me, but once he fires though, I then have 2 free shots, let's say, because while he's reloading I can just put them in impunity. I can take my time, I can even have time to drop the repair kit, fix the turret, and then I'm able to put the next one in on him, do some nice 900 plus burst damage on him, and leaves a simple one-shot kill for my teammates. And there you go, he's just been removed by my allies. Allows me to reload again. Now I can come to the aid of my teammate here, who's up against big motion, which is always a tough customer, but I come up, I'm on a full reload now, and I'm able to put in a nice round on him and clear him off. And there we go. Excellent game from us, the Greens. Played really well. Mastery badge for me, almost 4.44k of damage. I know that we had the IS-8 as a AFK on the other team, but we had 2 AFKs on our team, 0 damage. So basically it was a 5v6 game, and I think I played the light tank role there really well. Spotted up, capped, cleared the AFK, cleared their most dangerous tank for me, which is the Leopard PTA. Cleared that fair and square with him, one-on-one fair fight, cleared him off, and then able to come in and leave a nice easy one-shot kill for my team on the other IS, and then come in and help my team clear out motion. So overall, pretty good game, I think, and a good demonstration of how to play this tank to its skills. And let's have a recap of those skills and attributes. This is a great light tank, typical light tank tactics when playing it, as we have in the guide. So watch the light tank guide if you haven't already, or perhaps even just watch it again just to recap, because going up into tier 9, tier 10, you're up with the big boys now. This tank is super fast, it's beautifully agile, as you can see, even against the Leo, which is no slouch. I'm able to hold my own. It's perfect for spotting. Scouting badges will come your way. Patrol duty badges are going to come your way if you play this tank right. Ambush tactics are what this tank is all about, coming up behind and to the sides, never front on. Try not to get front on. As you saw when I was up against the IS there, you take rounds when you're front on and they hurt. Autoloader is really effective, super burst damage, 900 plus. It's a circle of death master, but make sure you check your reload before you go into a circle of death or before you go into a brawl. Make sure you have a full magazine loaded. Sniping is also an option. A muzzle velocity of 1300 meters per second makes that possible. And keep moving in this tank. Stopping is dropping. Yeah, moving is grooving. You do not want to stand still in this tank. It's one of its key assets is its speed and how difficult a target it is when it's moving at that speed. And lastly, just enjoy this tank. It's great fun. If you love light tanks, you're up near almost at the zenith, the ultimate light tank. So just enjoy it. Because it's great fun. So all it remains for me to say is cheers, Mush. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and pants off.